We produce the light through our X tension cord, X chromosome cord, in this X is tense, to keep Luke Skywalker on the white side of the duality and fighting his hidden, secretive black father, Darth Vader, since the Dutch word vader means father. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Returning to the Latin lienixa, meaning fictitious tree invented to explain Lincurium and Ligure, one should understand what Lincurium and Ligure are. The Latin word liguriusa means precious gem and is related to the Latin ligu, translated as tie, bind, unite, and lignum, for tree, trunk, the cross, staff, gallows, stalks. Businesses keep staff on hire because corporations are alluding to the spinal column being worked. Lincurium is Latin for ligure, precious gem, amber. Amber is a synonym for gold due to its own golden color, and the word amber is derived etymologically from the Greek elector, meaning shining sun, showing the link between the golden blood plasma created by the tree trunk staff of the spine during its ionization crossing and the fictitious tree invented to explain Lincurium, which is amber. The Greek elector had a pronunciation change through the centuries to become electron, which is why we now have electronics. It would be impossible to have electronics without the negative charge of the elementary particle known as the electron. The Latin language conjoins these aspects with its term electrum, meaning alloy of gold and silver, electron, amber. The alloy of gold and silver is the esoteric meaning for the sun, gold, and moon, silver, whereas an alloy is a metal combined from two or more elements. Alloy comes from the French alloyer, to assemble, join, and the Latin alligator, one who ties or binds to a support. This relates us back to the Latin word ligo, meaning tie, bind, unite, as connected to amber, and is the reason that an anagram for alloy is loyal. Someone who is loyal is steadfast in their allegiance or duty to something or someone, the ties that bind. As related to the spine of our storybook timeline, the Latin word ligator means bookbinder, which is another aspect of the unification of consciousness within this matrix storyline. And what have people been trained to say? See you later, alligator. The Latin ligator means bookbinder because we are booked for a certain time on this shore leave of liberty called life as we leave through the pages of our never-ending story while kept enclosed by the book ends. And when conjoined with its close relative, the alligator will also crocodile, because a crock is a thick earthenware pot or jar, and a dial is a bookmark, but also the way to ring a phone number. The crocodile that keeps humanity locked in their earthenware jars, only to dial our number when the time is up in the storyline, which marks a place on our spine. The alligator crocs the dial for each individual on their iPod egg timer clock, and the dial keeps ticking back to zero. That's why humanity has the common expression in death: their number was up. The spine produces the amber, which is the golden honey plasma, created by having more children after the marriage honeymoon. It is the sap that is licked up by the gods, as shown by the relation of ligator in the Latin word ligurio, meaning lick up, while we are trapped inside our honeymoon egg pods, as detailed by the Latin alligatus and alligati, meaning slaves who are fettered, binded, detained. Detained by the vampire gods who suck on our tree sap, which is their garlic. This is also shown in another related Latin term, allium, meaning garlic, and gar is the German term for cooked, because our spinal fire cooks up the electric amber that makes the spinal tree sap. Garlic is garlic. There is your secret recipe and elixir of immortality. When this honey, sap fountain of youth brew is eaten from a different living producer of it, the one who eats it will experience prolonged life, heightened energy, and broader conscious awareness, depending on the age of the one that produces it. Here is the concern of the gods towards humanity discovering this secret in the biblical book of Genesis. This is the 322, Genesis 3:22, of the Skull and Bones Secret Society, because we mined for gold in the bones of our skull. The tree of life is our spine, and the gods saw that if we ever became aware of the electrical energy being produced by it, that we could eat from it and live forever. Lest we put forth our hand to do so, something unspeakable had to be done. And this is shown by the dash at the end of this biblical phrase, which is called an aposiopesis and means a sudden silence. This indicates to the reader of this passage that the result of what was done to humanity was literally unspeakable. Regardless, this unspeakable thing was accomplished, and when the gods came down to confound our former single language of telepathy, they proceeded to create every language that humans now speak, which are all interrelated and connected to each other on such a profound intellectual level that it nearly seems impossible. This came about when the gods saw that humanity was building a portal to the gateway of God of Babylon, which is what the word Babylon actually means. This knowledge comes about when we look at the Hebrew word Migdal-el, that means Tower of El, or Tower of God. In the New Testament story of Jesus, we find the character of Mary Magdalene, because she is the human personification that is locked in the Tower of El, which is representing the X female chromosome inside of the male phallic tower that is calling out for rescue to the female moon egg to free her and put it all back to get her together. To Helen back again.